Happy Saturday and welcome to the Ramashram Satsang Weekend Workshop, where you will learn a modern satsang method for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Shivangi and I will be introducing the facilitator for today's event. But first, I would like to give you a brief overview to this satsang session. If you'll direct your attention to the screen, you'll see that the first element is satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our lives. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin this practice. Satsang consists of two words, Sat and Sang. Sat means positive energy, and Sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word Satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important part of satsang. When we meditate, our consciousness is drawn from worldly objects and directed inward to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, leading us to higher states of consciousness such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are two types of satsangs. Inner satsang and outer satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior. But it is only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. This is the type of satsang we will learn today, where we meditate in silence. Group sessions. These weekend workshops are structured for group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these weekend workshops, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul, but it's only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy that we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Next, the agenda for today's session consists of three parts: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a satsang topic, our founder, or some relevant spiritual topic. During the practice session, instructions on how to meditate will be given, followed by a brief period of practice. During the interactive session, you will have the opportunity to ask questions or there will be a panel discussion. And now, I would like to introduce the facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of satsang experience. He is the grandson of Guru Maharaj, the founder of Ramashram Satsang. He was born into a satsang family where he has witnessed his family members obtaining states of enlightenment and live lives of peace, light, and love. At an early age, he began traveling with the mission throughout India, facilitating satsangs. During that time, he witnessed the positive effects that satsang could have on mankind. Upon arriving in the United States, both he and his wife continued to facilitate satsangs for local satsangis. He has led teams of satsang members in translating important satsang literature into English and has worked tirelessly to make satsang more accessible to Western and English speaking audiences. He currently travels throughout the United States, India, and England, facilitating satsangs while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us a rare and ancient form of satsang as taught by our Guru Maharaj. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji.
I think we'll keep the flow as usual. So Parul, go ahead and then I'll get on to the meditation.
Hey everyone, happy Saturday and thank you for joining. So good to see everybody. So I'm just going to go into our topic as usual and then my dad will do the guided meditation. So hopefully we liked that format and then we can talk at the end, and if you have any questions or want to update us on life, feel free to do that at that time. So today's topic is stress, fear, worry, anger, and chaos are all part of the illusion. It's all a part of Maya, or the material world, which is designed in a way that we get lost and we fill ourselves with ego, overstimulation, and we forget the voice of our own intuition or the whispers we get from a higher source. And we think that we're in charge. And instead of being guided, we decide, it's me, myself, and I alone who are running this show called life. And if it is me who runs this show called life, then it's in my hands to control every aspect of my life. And that will only lead to me being more controlling, more possessive, obsessive, full of anxiety, that life has to go a certain way. But if you're on a spiritual path, it's going to be all about releasing control, releasing fear, worry, and anxiety, and putting your trust and faith in a higher energy. So, what does that look like? It looks like letting go of how you perceive things in your view taking a bird's eye view and seeing the bigger picture of what's happening in small moments so you can let go of the anger or the fear that you feel in the moment. It might look like going on an inspired walk, practicing chintan, and taking those whispers from a higher source, taking that energy from a higher source, and infusing that energy into your work and your relationships at home. And it looks like having so much faith that you forget the way you were supposed to do things. And you start doing things from an inspiration and a guidance that you can't even explain. You let go of thinking that there was a way that things needed to go, and you accept that there's a higher plan. And ultimately, you end up feeling more present and at peace because you let go of your plan and you accept the present moment for what it is. It also looks like understanding that a lot of the reactions that people are having around you are not as personal as you may take them. And maybe it's not even as serious as you made it out to be in your head. So give the situations and people in your life some distance energetically at times. Give yourself the ability to feel through moments that feel tough, and understand that by feeling, processing, and letting go of these moments with the help of the higher energy, you can evolve to a new place, a place where you no longer feel as reactive, but instead you're feeling neutral and at ease about things that used to trigger you a lot. So we all want to get to that place where we're feeling more peace and we're feeling more content. And it's not a journey that happens overnight, but by repeating certain patterns over and over again, we get to see where there is still a lot of work to do, healing to, infuse, and, higher guidance that we need to tap into. So there are so many moments where we can infuse more light and more peace into our lives. But obviously, we have to bring the awareness to those moments where we're repeating patterns or we're being super reactive. So just give it some distance, give it some time, and obviously come here, practice meditation, do the meditations on your own, and transform these moments and events that trigger you or bring up things where you need to still work on things, take accountability, and also, detach eventually and let go. And then there will be other lessons in other areas. So, eventually the end goal is to be completely neutral and completely, in a higher energy and present all the time. But until we get there, we have to just kind of, infuse light and tap back into the higher source and transform, every single thing that's happening. So that's the topic for today. Dad's going to lead us into meditation, guided meditation again today. Fingers crossed with the mic and everything that it goes well.
No, so I'll do the regular one today,
Okay.
but slightly different format in terms of the instructions. So what we'll do is we'll go through the instructions slowly. We'll do a little bit of breath work / mindfulness before we go into the usual meditation that we do. And the topic kind of just it's a good segue to get into this, because everything Parul was talking about, the solution in my head is just letting go, get in the present moment, and center yourself, center your energy in the heart, and embody the light, love, and peace that we do through this process. So still and relaxed posture and eyes lightly closed. So once you close your eyes, just the idea is that we let go of everything. We, just hone in all our focus and energy into our heart center. So before we do that, just make sure that the body is still, and bring your attention to your body from head to toe is completely relaxed, no strain. and just make sure that it's in a posture that we can stay in this posture for a little bit, at least for the meditation period. And once we make sure that the body is strain free and totally relaxed, just scan through once more and then observe your breathing. While you inhale, focus on your breathing. That brings you to the present moment. Very effective. So you breathe in and breathe out and focus your attention to the process of breathing in, breathing out. So while you focus on your breathing, inhale, exhale, and you're observing it. Now, while you inhale, observe that new energy, positive energy. You're inhaling and you're exhaling all your toxins, toxicity, negative energy. Continue to do that. So inhale positive energy and light. Exhale your weaknesses and toxins and negative energy. And now let's focus onto our heart center. All we have to do is make sure that we have a source of this transcendental energy right here, right now, in front of us, a conscious source. And this consciousness in form of this transcendental energy is full of this transcendental light. That light is entering our heart, illuminating, enlightening our heart. And the entire body is getting illuminated as well. So we are in the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light. The light is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we are becoming one with this light. We are becoming the light. So we'll start with music. We'll continue this process, and the music fades away, and then we continue to meditate in silence on this transcendental energy in form of light. Let's start. Long. So happy Saturday, everyone. And before we go on to discuss the topic for today, which I think very relevant, one thing we talked about was being in the present moment. And I was thinking about that. There are two aspects of that which are really worthy of thought. Um, One is that when you are in the present moment, I mean, we hear a lot about the increased awareness, but there is one aspect which is if you're truly in the present moment, then for that moment you are worry free. And if you think about being in the present moment, because your worry is associated with something in the past or future, and and if you're dwelling in the past or dwelling in the future, you're not in the present moment. So if you are actually in the present moment, then you're worry free. The second aspect of it is I was reading an article and it said that, you know, your ability to give full attention to a person you are with is when you are yourself in the present moment. And that's very important. I mean, from a leadership perspective, from a relationship perspective, from connecting perspective, um, and what I learned from my mother was that when you are connecting with someone without, uh, you know, any ulterior motive, you're just truly listening. That's true service. So I'll leave it at that. And so we can go back into the topic that Parul started before the meditation. Parul?
Yeah, I think that was great. Yeah, and like being present while talking to others. That's a good one.
It's actually more difficult than it sounds.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's preoccupied with something.
And I,
So,
I think it's kind of connected with not having expectations or ulterior motives or things that you know, it's not a transaction. You need to um, look at it as service. I
mm-hmm.
leave Paula
Yeah.
and everyone happy Saturday.
Anybody want to come on and share, say hi? Sonal came today. Love to see that.
Yeah, more videos will be.
Oh, Lowe's can't unmute.
Oh,
Hey, good to see you. It's been a couple weeks.
hey, one. Can everybody unmute? No, no. Oh well, let me try. That's weird.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted. Hello. Yes, it's been a while.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Life has been a whirlwind these last few weeks, months, 1 or 2 months, but I'm surviving. Definitely making use of meditation to help me with that. But yeah, just wanted to say thank you.
Okay,
So
good.
awesome to see the both of you. So great. Tag teaming.
Tag team.
Yeah, we like finally figured out the right format to get on together. But yeah,
Well,
it's
you
good
both.
to see you.
It's great to see both of you. You both offer a different energy, and they're both very complimentary and heightens the experience. So thank you.
Thank you.
As always, wonderful meditating with you all.
Mhm. Yeah, I hope everything's all good.
Thank
Yeah, feels good to be back. Thanks, Liz.
you. Of course.
No.
And
Hi, Christy.
Hi, you okay?
How are you?
That was really good today, yeah. Everything went nice and calm today. I had a
oh,
couple of
nice.
busy thoughts. Yeah, it was just it, I managed to take in all the golden light today, and I just concentrated on I kind of imagined the golden light coating every cell in my body, and just from the top of my head to my fingertips to my toes, and just letting it settle and kind of melt into me. And I found that once that all happened, I just, no thoughts, nothing. It was amazing. I'm so
Okay,
grateful.
perfect.
Yeah, it was really good. I didn't focus on the topic or anything like that. I just wanted to absorb that light today, and it worked.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it just
I think,
maybe takes a couple of times, especially with the guided.
yeah, I feel really
But
light
that's
today.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
thank
great.
you. But like the other lady was saying, you're like the tag team, so it's kind of perfect to have you both on. So I think it's good. It's different, but
Oh, I love
I
that.
think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and still focus on the topic that you spoke about, and maybe do
Hmm.
some journaling and see what comes out in that, and then that way I can still focus on the topic, let things go, just
Yeah, that
feeling.
Yeah,
was
and just living it.
yeah that was an interesting topic because yesterday I was watching TV and how things can unfold. Uh, you know, uh, it's just um, keeping leadership um, at like Dalai Lama once said, like, my religion is kindness. And if Guru Maharaj was to say that, he would say, it's to achieve ocean of peace. And then we see all these displays of strength and um, uh, you know kind of uh, showing the world that you are on top and everybody else is not. I mean, those kind of things just make me feel that leadership uh, training needs to be better.
Yeah.
Yes, that's, um, I, I I have been actually thinking about um, actually getting deeper into leadership uh, training itself, because you know just because we are institutionalizing greed doesn't make that better. Just because we are, in a culture where a lot of the negative things are valued, quote unquote. I mean, in a strange way, that doesn't make it, the effect of those things do not become better for you or others. Um, and I think I have been working. One of the reasons I have pulled Parul in is like I go and create a community around this, create some courses, and I think hopefully this month you'll see some. So all of you will be invited to the community, to the course, to some coaching, and
That sounds amazing. I
yeah,
mean, I'm completely in. I'm all in. That's really, I don't know, it's just a nice progression and
and
interesting, and I'd love to do that. I would
and
love to.
and everybody here would be grandfathered in. Like, I mean, see, I learned satsang without paying a penny. I mean, I now give in everything I have, but nobody. So yes, there is an effort to make sure that we can make it self-sustaining and all that, but everybody here, you know, uh, will just become a volunteer, so they don't have to really,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
when it comes to spiritual stuff, you have to do it from your heart, and it's pure and it's from the divine. And in my opinion, I don't feel like as humans we have a right to charge for the divine. And it's like we're helping. So it just feels wrong. It's an energy exchange, it's not a monetary exchange. And it
right,
kind of changes the whole meaning when it's focused on money.
yeah,
So to me, it just shows how, sorry, it shows how pure your intentions are as well. Because there's so many people in the spiritual community who charge hundreds, sometimes even thousands, to do something like this, and it just takes the heart away from it, and you don't trust either. So how can you learn if you don't trust the person teaching you? So thank you. It just gives even more, trust into you. So I'm just so happy to be here.
yeah, and
Thank you both.
yeah, and there are these aspects of like making this self-sustainable and all that, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think for all these 20 years, I was able to do what I was able to do because somehow, it's more about giving back than anything else.
Yeah. I
And
mean, I'm sure donations as well. Donations is a whole different thing because we are helping keep the community sustained and going. That's a different thing. So I'm not sure if everyone agrees, but I believe in that. So
Yep.
I'm sure we'd love to help if we need to.
No, no, and it's been like that. I mean, I have always, throughout my life, if I go back, I mean, and one of the things I had been talking with Onkar was like there are two pieces around the community that um, satsang always had. Satsang is about, yes, an individual practice, but more of um, a family environment, a community environment where you get your space to grow, but you also make these, connections in the backdrop of this love, light, and peace. And I always had that. I mean, it was like almost like a given. And I mean, imagine like thousands of people in your community. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Um, and I can tell you, like every time there was, uh, how many times actually I, I felt that I was supported by this community, which is invaluable. I mean, so,
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go off now and let someone else speak. But thank you so much. Bye.
perfect. Yeah.
You can do it.
So, Christy and Arvindji, I think I'm not 100% sure, but the last weekend in March, uh, thinking, well, um, there is a Saturday, there is a event in Manchester. So hopefully we can, uh, you know, 29th, I think 29th it is. So I still don't know how I'll make that happen, but 29th and 30th in London and Manchester, and
That'll be heaven.
and the following weekend in India. But another thing, Luz, I don't know how things are these days, but I was thinking of having like a weekend, which is the 22nd, 23rd weekend, just have a small, immersive weekend, like 3 sessions in the basement itself here in Oakton.
Oh, that would be so great.
Yeah, so yeah, more information to follow, but really seriously thinking about that.
Could I follow up with a thought about what you had mentioned about yesterday? And I don't want to get too political, but when I mean, it's challenging, and it's not just yesterday. It's this duality in our lives where this idea permeates, I've seen, through many different faiths, this sort of ways of the world and ways of the divine, right? Like this, there is a difference. And we're all here, we've got to live it. And unfortunately, sometimes we're in the ways of the world, and sometimes even the ways of the world, you need to utilize them to survive, actually. Some people, but if you can always carve out a space and know that those are just the ways of the world, they're shallow, they're just. And if you can break, if there is a way that you could live above that, that would be fantastic. But sometimes it is hard. But if you could always carve out a space and also know that that is just the way of the world, it's not something, it's not real. It's illusion. Just as I think Parul said.
Parul said that, yeah.
Yeah. So insightful, so wise to always bear that in mind, that this is not authentic, it's not real, even though sometimes we have to deal with it. And to always keep our eyes up to the light. I think it's sustaining. That sustains us to keep those two distinct, and to always work towards rising above that, I think. But it is something that we're seeing, particularly at this moment. It seems to be highlighted, emphasized. But it's just, and if you think
Almost,
about it,
yeah.
it's temporary too. It's not even permanent. It's like
It's always like it's almost, it seems like it's in your face sometimes, and that's when I go back to my the people I respected in satsang. uh, you know it's like it was a early, and continues to be. So it was early, but it continues to be a lesson in leadership. And not just that, it's like almost like satsang with the process, you create mental resilience. And mental resilience is about being a leader who works with the people, for the people, and continues to grow vertically upwards, and brings people along um, in the process. I mean, um, which I think almost seems like in this culture is like the high road. And Guru Maharaj was all about taking that high road for yourself, and uh, enabling others and motivating others to, you know, uh, come along.
right? I have seen different styles of leadership throughout my career, and only now, I mean, when I say leadership, I mean within my own job.
Mhm.
And I finally have seen beautiful, effective, supportive leadership, and it's exactly as you describe. It's not about them. It's not about ambition. It's about how do I support my team? How do I raise my team up? And in doing so, you raise other leaders. You're teaching them how to lead.
Right.
And you're spreading that knowledge, you're spreading that positive energy. And in some ways that's the best that we can do also in the face of living in the ways of the world, is like still trying to maintain the quote unquote high road, which should be the normal road.
Mhm. You're right. Interesting. Yes. Agreed. So, Omkar, you wanted to say something?
Nothing, but yes, it was great. Namaste, Bhaiya.
Aish, it's good to see you. You've been coming on
Settings first,
Tuesdays.
Riyadi. Hi, Parul. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Actually, I was driving truck right now, but I was not, I was not able to miss the meeting, so I attended while driving.
Okay, awesome. Um,
It was a really nice session. But yeah.
Yeah, it was very good session today. So, Arvindji, a wrap-up thought for today?
Charana Pranam here. Happy Saturday, everybody. Everything you said and Parul said just touches the heart. Importantly, I just thought when Parul mentioned that, you step back and have a bird's eye view of things that may be happening in the world or in your own life. And that's exactly what Guru Maharaj said, is to observe, drishta, to observe, to be able to observe from a distance. And that perhaps is the key, rather than having ego getting entangled in one's ego. So with that thought, thank you so much, Puji Bhaiya. I'm looking forward to 29.
Absolutely. I hope I
mm,
take it. Um,
Please.
and yeah, we can have a weekend, 22nd and 23rd, here in Virginia, 3 sessions
mhm,
back to back. I mean, it just magnifies the whole immersive, you know, embodying the light, love, and peace. Let's
mhm.
try that.
Just wanted to say hi to Paula, Renubi, Mahima ji, Auntie, Sangeeta Auntie, Pooja, thanks for being here.
Hello, namaste.
Namaskar to everyone. So
Thanks for
nice.
coming on. Another duo.
Yes, thank you for having us. This was very nice.
Thanks for coming. I've been getting Ashita to come as well, but she's in
Yeah,
India right now. So
I'm bugging her to join every week, and this weekend she was here, so I kind of forced her. So hopefully
it's
she
Saturday. So.
it's Saturday. So I hope she continues. That's the goal.
Yes, it was great. I'll definitely be joining more.
Whenever you can, no pressure. And V, it's good to see you, new face, and Steve, of course, always good to see you.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve, for the note in the chat.
Yep. Sangeeta Auntie. No
And
worries, Paula. Thanks for coming.
everything. All right. On that note, let's be with light, love, and peace, and be here soon.
Happy Saturday, and we'll see you Tuesday and then next Saturday. Okay.
Bye, everyone. Namaste.